my last video, I talked about my experience with anxiety, where I constantly worried about kinda useless things like sending a Happy New Year text to a friend. But how do I deal with that stuff? How do you deal with that? Well, I got advice from my teachers, my counselor, myself, and others who deal with anxiety. Quick fixes. You ever seen a shrimp at a job interview? No? Because they get rejected immediately for looking too anxious. If you're shaking and hunched over like a stressed out shrimp, of course you're not gonna feel better. You think you can stop being anxious when you look like this? Physiology over psychology, y'all. Take care of your body first, then work on your mind. And I've definitely been shaky and hunched over, but when I am, I feel kind of small, stressed, and just like bleh. So step 1 is to fix your posture. Then your brain might believe you're somewhat okay. And I know it sounds obvious, but I see you slouching there, Gerald. But it's not enough just to have decent posture. You gotta make sure your body is fully relaxed so your mind can relax too. You gotta slow yourself down. This is why meditation works so well. If you can't sit still enough to meditate, I'll get to that. But for me, I feel a bit more grounded with meditation. Which brings us to the sponsor of today's video, Headspace. Okay, I'm kidding. I just wanted to see what it was like to have a sponsor. Headspace, please sponsor me, thank you. But seriously, meditation does wonders. When I was 10, I meditated every day because my parents got me Headspace. Hey, stop right there! Okay, I'll stop with the ads. But honestly, I felt so amazing doing it. Like I was reaching true happiness. I felt genuinely at peace. Even in times where I was about to get angry, I would somehow stop myself and would just not feel the anger. I was on track to become a monk. Then life got busy and I stopped. Then I got anxiety. Not saying there's a correlation, but I think meditation helps. I've been trying to meditate again lately, but starting up is hard. Feel your natural breath. Not breathing in any special way. Just notice where you feel the air. Wait, I think I'm breathing too deep to be natural. Deep breathing is a lot of work. Also, how do I naturally breathe when I'm thinking about manually breathing? Let's try shorter breaths to be more natural. Wait, I'm just not getting enough oxygen in. Oh no. Remember that time where you were at the talent show and you completely failed at singing? No, focus. Wait, what am I doing? Am I supposed to be counting my breaths? What number was I at again? That happens often. But it's a process. I'm trying to just watch the clouds go by, not trying to control the weather, letting thoughts come and go. Hopefully I can get back to that state my 10-year-old self was in. Maybe eventually I can concentrate enough to have X-ray vision like Henry Sugar. A way to relax while meditating is yoga. I haven't done this as much, but I honestly enjoy this too, cause it helps both my mind and body concentrate on one thing. What if you can't sit still enough to meditate? Just take a couple deep breaths, but make sure the exhale is longer than the inhale. This signals to your brain that you're safe, cause science.
If you're stressed out, just breathe? Wow! Life-changing advice, Jay.
Okay, it sounds simple. So then do it, bro! Breathing lowers your blood pressure and heart rate so you can be less anxious. And it relaxes your muscles, cause they be lazy. So when you breathe deeper, they don't have to work as hard. Just find a breathing technique that works for you. There's box breathing, where you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold 2, 3, 4, and breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I always end up suffocating and stressing out more with that. So what I like to do is breathe in for 4 seconds and exhale for 7. I learned it from one of my favorite books, Finding Audrey, which is not even a self-help book, but oh well. Or you could just focus on breathing deeper. Find what works for you, which often involves trial and error. But it will help you slow down so you can collect your thoughts more. If you're too anxious to meditate or breathe though, do the opposite. Do something intense, like running, jumping. Okay, OMG, OMG, OMG. What the heck am I gonna order? What if I don't find a vegetarian dish? What if I ask for sauce on the side and they hate me for having a custom order? Wait, I'm overthinking. Just take some deep breaths. I can't, I just gotta... Drive. It's about power. We stay hungry. We devour. Put in the work. Okay, I'll just sort of the thing. This way you'll be too exhausted to be anxious. Easy! If you can't work out on the spot, a mini version I like to do is tense up my muscles really tight, then relax. I'll do that a couple times to let all that energy out. So these quick fixes help in the moment, but you still get anxious. So how do you stop being worried and panicking all the time? You gotta find the root cause. For me, I go into a stranger's office for the first time and pour my heart out where my eyes become waterfalls and tears end up drenching my face. Then, over some sessions, the no longer stranger is like, maybe this is why you're sad. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And they're like, okay, try this. And I try it and it works. So, therapy! Very cool. Just talking about stuff can lift a massive weight off your chest. It does for me. Plus, you get good advice and someone who legally can't spill your tea. It's a win-win. Some people have had mixed experiences with counselors and therapists, but my therapists have always been pretty nice to me. But you gotta find what therapist would work for you, which again takes trial and error. Sometimes when people can't find therapists, they just exploit their trusted friends. So you can try that too, because friends often want to help you. You would probably do the same for them. And yeah, I've talked to friends about this stuff too, which is still helpful because therapy can be expensive. It brings me to my next point. Spend time with friends and people who care about you. Not just to explain your problems, but even chilling with them can help you from going into a loop in your own head and help bring you into reality. Sometimes I'm nervous to hang out with friends because I have so much to do and I'm worried I'll mess up or be too anxious to go out. But when I do hang out with them, I never really regret it. We'll do fun stuff like play games, go on walks, write, make non-school PowerPoints, and random stuff. Alright, but have you ever done something that made you think, I just wasted 3 hours of my life? Was that thing doom scrolling on social media? Don't get me wrong, I did that a lot. 4 hours on TikTok and or Instagram, and for what? I don't know, because I don't even remember. But I did a little social media detox for a couple of months because I lost Wi-Fi on a cruise. And during that time, I just felt so much happier. Like I was in the present moment rather than worrying about others' lives. No more overthinking because of jealousy or FOMO. Or feeling like I lost 98% of my brain cells. I just felt better about how I live my life. Now, I'm trying not to go on social media, except for YouTube. And I'll occasionally go on Instagram, but not to the extent of checking all my followers' stories, stalking everyone, or having to like every post I see. If I go into Reels, it'll be like less than 5 videos before I stop. But the apps are made to be addicting. So just try not to open these apps, because you know it makes you feel bad and more anxious like 99.99999% of the time. Another thing is, if you eat trash, you might feel like trash. Not saying a single carrot will cure your existential dread, but eating balanced meals does help your body function better. Brain chemistry be like that. I also can't concentrate a ton when I'm cooped up in my room. I get anxious because I'm too hot or I just need something else. And that something else is grass. Touch some grass. Go outside. Please. There's something fresh about fresh air. Even if it's just for a few minutes or seconds. Even when I just open my window, I feel so much better. Panic attacks though, they're pretty pretty hard. But what you can do to help as it passes is ground yourself. Smell something really good, like Illy does with candles or essential oils. What I do is go to my supportive family, lie down on their bed, and get a warm magic bag to put on my stomach or something. And they tell me that everything's going to be okay. Another thing recommended for panic attacks is positive self-talk. But make sure it's positive. Like, I know I'm going to be okay. I'm going to get through this. Or, hey brain, can you chill a bit? I'm okay, I swear. After a while, your body will start to recognize that maybe it will be okay. Here, you can screenshot all these tips on screen. But honestly, just do what feels right for you. Everyone has different ways of doing stuff, and that's really cool. I wish all my days could look like this, but sometimes they're more like this, and this, or even this. I can't erase anxiety, but with support and a sprinkle of hope, I know I can manage it. And for me, that's a pretty fulfilling life. Also, music is a good distraction that can help with anxiety. Speaking of music, look at this cool fan art of me playing guitar! Shout out to SPPlankton_1999 for making it. And let's just appreciate Kaylee's Universe for making this fan art again. Holy, oh my gosh. Yo, I appreciate all the fan art you guys make so much. Y'all are the best. Okay, see ya!